Hello everyone, welcome back to ShawCode. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to use the KV language. And the KV language is a way to structure your GUI elements, so it'll be a lot easier to write and a lot easier to read as well. So just in the Python file here, we have the MyApp class, of course, and it has the build method, and it'll return Mybox. And Mybox isn't actually doing anything right now. It's just inheriting from widget, which we have imported up here. So it's basically just a little baseline widget. It doesn't actually do anything. So the first thing we want to do is create a new file. And we can just save this as, we have to call it my.kv. Basically, the naming convention for this is called my.kv. The main class app is called my.app. So if you had the main app was called like fun app, if it was called fun app, then it would have to be called fun.kv. Or if it was called hello app, it would have to be called hello.kv, or if it was just called hello, it would just be called hello.kv. So the first thing we're going to want to do is create a selector for the Mybox class. We do this by opening some brackets and typing Mybox. And basically what this does is it selects any instance of Mybox. And then in Mybox we can just have a label, and let's set the text to hello. And if we save it and run this, we can see that we get a label and it's in the bottom corner. I'll explain why it does that later, but we can see we get a label that says hello. So let's just go over what we're doing here. We're instantiating Mybox, and Mybox is just a widget that doesn't do anything. But then in the MyKV file, we're selecting Mybox, we're creating a label within Mybox, and we're setting the text of that label, we're defining the property of that label, and the text is hello. So by selecting Mybox here, anytime we create a Mybox instance, it's going to have a label and it's going to have a text set to hello. As you can see when we run it, it's in the bottom corner. And the reason for this is the default size of a widget in the KV language is 100 pixels by 100 pixels. So to fix this, what we need to do is, in the property of the label, we need to set the dimensions. So we go to size and we do root.width and root.height. And you'll be asking what root is. Well, the root is Mybox, and because Mybox will be taking up the entire screen, that means that the label's size will now be taking up the entire screen. So if we run it now, we can see that we get a label and it takes up the entire screen. So let's just get rid of this for now. That was just to demonstrate how to use a KV language, and now let's use a box layout. So in the Mybox widget, we're going to have a box layout, and we're going to want to set its size again to root.width and root.height, just so that it'll take up the entire window. And now inside the box layout, we're going to set its orientation, and we can set that to vertical. And then, so we've defined some properties here, size and orientation of the box layout. And let's also add a widget. Let's add a child widget to box layout, and that can be a label, and the text property of that label can be hi. And we can also add another label, and the text can be just another label. Sorry, this orientation here, it should be in speech marks. So now if we run it, we can see we get a box layout saying hi, another label, and its orientation is vertical. Actually, let's get rid of these, and we can have a text input. Now, we've never actually used text input before, but it's just an input box that we can get text from. And we don't want to actually set any properties for the text input, so we can just leave it blank. Let's add a button, and we can set the text to press me, and if we run it now, you can see we get this text area, we can type stuff in it, and we can also press the button. And it doesn't actually do anything at the moment, but we can fix this with what are called objects properties as well as IDs. And by the way, if you are finding this video useful, a like would be appreciated. So basically what we're wanting to do now is we're wanting to get the text from the text input. So if I type something, and then when we press the button, we want it to print out the contents of this text input. But as you can see, it doesn't do anything now. And that's probably going to require a method in the Mybox class. But at the moment, we can't actually call any methods from the my.kv file. So we're going to have to figure out how to do that. And we do that with objects properties. So from kivy.properties, I believe, properties, import object property. I think that is right. Yes, it is. Now in the KV file, we're going to create a variable and we're going to call it input, and we're going to set it equal to input ID. And if you don't understand what we're doing right now, don't worry, I will explain it once we've typed it all out. In the Mybox class, let's create a class variable called input, and we're not going to be able to call it input because input is a keyword. Let's call it myInput. And input equals object property, and we're going to set it to none. And the reason why we set it to none is because when we instantiate the Mybox class, the my.kv file hasn't actually been read yet. So we need to set it to none just so we don't get an error, basically. And this here shouldn't be called input, this should be called myInput. So basically, this myInput here is set to an object property, and in the my.kv file, this myInput must be called the same thing as the myInput here, otherwise they won't be linked. Oh, and yeah, myInput needs to be set to input ID, but it needs to be in speech marks. Anyway, if we run it now, we can see we get a text input, we can type stuff in, and when we press me, nothing happens. Now we want to print out the content of the text input, and to do this we can just create a method in Mybox, and we can call it define, and we'll just call it print out, and it's going to have a self parameter, and we can just do print, and then we'll want self.myInput.text. This self.myInput here is referring to the object property called myInput. This is a class variable, so we're just saying self.myInput, which refers to the myInput variable right there. And now in the my.kv file, text input, we want to create a property of ID, and we're going to set it to input ID, and that needs to be in speech marks again. And then here we can do an onPress event, and then it'll be root.printout. So, sorry, my bad. It turns out that this input ID here doesn't actually need speech marks. But basically, if we run it now, we can see we get a text input. If we write some stuff, then we press me, we can see we get the output printed down here. So let's just explain what we're doing here. So firstly, we're going from Kivy.properties imports object property, and this is a way that we can link between the Python file and the KV file. Then we're creating a class variable, setting it to the object property, and we're setting it to none. You can basically just ignore the none. And then in the printout method, we're printing out self.myInput.text. Self.myInput is just this. Because it's a class variable, we can refer to it with self. And then myInput.text, well, you'd be thinking, where's the text property of an object property? Basically, in the my.kv file, this object property is referring to the myInput object property right here. This myInput object property is referring to the myInput input ID variable right here. Any widget in here that has the ID of input ID will be linked to myInput. The ID of text input is set to input ID. So text input is linked up here, and this right here is linked up to this myInput. So when we're printing self.myInput.text, we are referring to the text property of text input. When we type something into the text input, we're then printing out the text that has been inputted into the console. So if we run it once more, we can just say hello there, and then we press the button, and we'll get hello there into the console. If you're finding it hard to understand this, I know it was quite complicated, you can just leave a comment down below. And if you'd like to see how to use lambdas in Python, then you can click on this video here. Otherwise, that's it from me. Cheers and goodbye.